The GOP's next logical step for the LGBTQ plus community in the United States of America is to likely get some form of identification so business owners know who is LGBTQ plus and who isn't. Now, I'm gonna bring up the N word here. No, not that one. Nazi. Okay? Let's just calm down. I'm gonna try to calm down too, because I literally have something to say, and it's very important. And there's sections and parts, and there's a build-up. Dr. Jason Stanley, who I encourage you to Google or YouTube his name and be familiar with his content. Dr. Jason Stanley is the professor at philosophy at Yale University. He has a lot of YouTube videos. I highly encourage you to consume as many Jason Stanley videos as possible. Just an awesome, informative person. His parents or his grandparents lived through the Holocaust, and so he speaks from his family's perspective and otherwise. But he said one thing years ago. He said something that has stuck in my mind. He said, the United States of America is currently in fascism's legal phase. And after witnessing the High Court, the Supreme Court, legalizing hate and bigotry to the LGBTQ plus community, that stands to be true. We have now legalized bigotry and hate in the United States. So the question here with me is, what are the natural next steps? Okay? So the legal phase is just one part of fascism's phase. We have to talk about identification, and we have to talk about implementation. Okay? So identification is the next logical step, in my opinion. The Nazis used a system of triangles to identify their political enemies. We know the Jews had to wear a Star of David armband. Gays in Nazi Germany had to wear a pink triangle. And I'm sure they had them for gypsies, they had them for, Polish people, et cetera, et cetera. The Germans had a lot of political enemies. So they made up this system of identification. And it is my opinion, that is the next logical step working through fascism's legal phase. Like, okay, how are we going to know who's gay and who's not? I mean, seriously, you're a bigoted business owner. You're not going to know who they all are. What's going to stop these people from pushing some form of identification that says you are LGBTQ plus? Like on your driver's license. Sorry, I cut my tongue. I'm like, yeah. What's going to stop these people from wanting their legislators to implement an identification system where we know who these people are exactly? There's got to be an identification process. A card, papers, a triangle, maybe a pink one. So identification is crucial in the next step for this legalized bigotry and hate. Okay? That's just logical. The step past that will be something akin to sterilization and T4-like program. That's further down the line. Once again, we're early. Fascism reveals itself in phases. It can take literal decades for the full manifestation of fascist power to come to fruition, okay? So, conservatives are always upset when I call them Nazis, and it's like, oh no, it's just there's enough benefit of the doubt in their heads where it's like, oh well, come on, we're just legislating our hatred right now. We're not doing ID or sterilization. I mean, they're not thinking about that yet. It's convenient, and we're not doing that yet. We're not doing that yet is the key word, yet, because those are the natural, logical next steps to building on fascism's legal phase, which is in full swing with the Supreme Court legalizing discrimination against the gay community. We're watching history repeat itself, and potentially repeat itself in the worst way that we could possibly imagine. And it doesn't make a blip. No one's paying attention. Nobody's learning from history. Nobody's thinking about history. And are we repeating it? We're just going on like it's nothing. No one's worried. No one's like, but I can see it. I mean, I'm no Nostradamus here. Okay, you understand? I'm just looking at the logical conclusion to bigoted legislation, which is one, the courts approving bigotry and hate. We just got there. Step 2, identification of these people. 3, sterilization of these people. 4, eradication of these people. Those are the next step. And those next steps can come, over decades. So I really want you to just think about that contextually and know that this is a slow burn, okay? As fast as it may appear it's coming at us, it is a slow burn, okay? And I just think people are very ignorant right now to history and what is actually happening in real time, which is history trying to repeat itself. I mean, I am just a guy on the street. I am just a regular working class person, and I can see it. Okay? So, it's genuinely scary to think that this can happen here and is happening here in my lifetime. I genuinely feel dread, like in the pit of my stomach. I just feel it. My instincts are just, I don't want to be right. But the trajectory is to repeat the past in the United States of America. And it's only just begun. So, with that being said, is everyone having a good summer? Huh?